San Diego City College welcomed many guests recently who checked out our new studio. Stay tuned to find out how it went.
The world has lost another musical legend. Coming up, we pay tribute to the artist who brought us Purple Rain.
What Chicago Cubs pitcher just simply can't be touched? Find out in sports.
It's Friday. We'll have your weekend weather update coming up.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newscene. I'm Gabe Salazar.
And I'm Stephanie Roach. Thank you for joining us.
A sad and chilling event this morning in Pike County, Ohio. Apparently 5 children and 2 adults were shot to death in a series of shootings at 3 different locations. There are no suspects or motive. Various government agencies have reached out to the Pike County Sheriff's Office looking to assist them any possible way. Authorities are still searching for additional victims. We will continue to monitor this situation and update you as details unfold.
The world is reacting to the news that music icon Prince is dead. Fiona Moore has a look back into his career and how his fans remembered him.
Born Prince Rogers Nelson in 1958, Prince was a true Renaissance man, a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and actor. Prince was widely known as an innovator for his eccentric style and his over-the-top creative stage presence. His music uniquely combined rock, R&B, soul, funk, hip-hop, disco, psychedelic beats, jazz, and pop. Prince was revered by many, including this memory of him at the Super Bowl halftime show.
On the phone with Prince. Don says, now, I want you to know it's raining. And Prince is like, yes, it's raining. And are you okay? And Prince is like, can you make it rain harder? And I was like, right on.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Queen Latifah shared a moment with Jimmy Fallon.
My One Direction when I was younger had to be Prince.
Isn't everything in your bedroom?
No, that was the first album I bought was Purple Rain, and it came with a poster.
This raw reaction of a staff member here at City College upon learning of Prince's passing from his brother.
It's hard to see people move on.
Fighting against the record label he felt enslaved to was the main reason he changed his name to a symbol, thus going by the artist formerly known as Prince back in the 90s.
That was Fiona Moore reporting. The autopsy on Prince was just completed, but won't be released by the medical examiner's office for a few weeks.
The much-anticipated New York primary results are in, and as expected, presidential candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are the big winners. The delegates in the state of the Big Apple were expected to be a make or break. However, on the Democratic side of things, the results were closer than expected. With the state being divided almost 50-50 between Clinton and Sanders, it seems Bernie Sanders' presidential dreams are still alive. On the Republican side, the results were a landslide with Donald Trump ranking in over 60% of the votes. In fact, he made so much of an impact that Ted Cruz stopped campaigning in the state days before and is focusing on Pennsylvania. So here's a look at how it all adds up. Donald Trump takes home 89 delegates, John Kasich takes home 4, Ted Cruz leaves with nothing, Hillary Clinton racks up 139, and Bernie Sanders picks up another 106. Make sure to watch next week as we will bring you all the updates on the presidential race.
There are specific guidelines to follow in order to make sure your vote counts. The June primary election is around the corner. Mary Alfani has the story.
Voices are being raised.
Illegal immigrants are taken care of in many cases better than our vets.
I believe that it was. You have not answered that.
Well, I will certainly be willing to answer it. I think I did answer it.
But the question remains, will people get out and vote?
I'm going to vote this year, yeah.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
No, I'm not going to vote this year because I just don't want to.
Early voting begins May 9th at the Registrar of Voters office in San Diego. Director Michael Vu is promoting important tips in his YouTube clip.
Depending on what political party status you have, may limit your choices going into the June 7th presidential primary election. So it's very important that the public and voters know what political party registration status you are in.
You can request a vote by mail ballot by May 31st or vote in person in some counties if they offer early voting. You can also vote at the polls on Election Day, June 7 from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. For those who like to help, there's an opportunity.
We're in need of poll workers. We'll need up to 8,000 poll workers out there working the polls, assisting voters on Election Day, especially those that are bilingual.
Check your voter registration prior to voting at sdvote.com.
Now, this is very important. The deadline to change your party affiliation is May 23rd. That's right around the corner. No matter who you're voting for, make sure your vote is counted.
And thousands of voters in California may not be able to vote this coming election. Many registered as American Independent Party, a far-right group. People are saying that the language in the paperwork was confusing. In order to vote for a Democrat, you must be registered as a Democrat or as a no-party preference. To vote Republican, you must be registered as a Republican. The last day to register to vote or make any changes is May 26th.
The $20 bill is planning to change its face. Andrew Jackson has been the face we have seen for many years, but Harriet Tubman will soon take his place. She will be the first Black woman ever to be on a bill. Tubman had escaped slavery in her time and helped other slaves into freedom. She died in 1913 at the age of 91. Discussions to make changes to the $10 bill are also now in progress.
A powerful earthquake killed more than 480 people in Ecuador on April 16th. Defense Minister Ricardo Patino says that it is the worst tragedy in 60 years. Patino tells reporters, "We're removing debris and we will very likely find more bodies. It's going to take us years to recover from this." The official toll from the quake now stands at 587 dead and 153 missing.
According to authorities, the death toll from an explosion in the Afghan capital on Wednesday rose to 64 people. Interior Minister spokesman Sadiq Siddiqui says that the suicide bomber detonated a vehicle filled with explosives in a private parking lot behind the compound, destroying the back wall of a building. The second attacker then entered the building. That attacker died in a gun battle with security forces less than 2 hours later. The UN Security Council spokesman says the attack remains, they're concerned with threats posed by the Taliban, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda.
3 people have been charged in the Flint, Michigan water crisis. The charges include misconduct and office and tampering with evidence. Mike Glasgow, Stephen Bush, and Mike Prisby are the first government employees to be charged. Nakia Wakes, a woman who believes the contaminated water caused her to have 2 miscarriages, says that holding 3 officials accountable is a start, but only a start. She adds that she won't rest until the governor is charged. Governor Rick Snyder maintains that he has done nothing wrong. We'll bring you more updates as the story progresses.
Good news for California residencies. The water agents came to the conclusion that we can now drop the water cutback measures that were being unfolded. The state of California has been struggling to have enough water to supply its occupants. With record-setting high temperatures, the state has asked its residents to hold back on water usage. After the water district officials from large and small areas gathered to discuss the water cutback usage, they commended the efforts of Californians. Although the cutback measure has been lifted, some suggest that we can continue to conserve the water for emergency purposes.
All right, looks like it's moving along. Find out which City College students love their art. We have the story coming up next.
And no Curry, no problem, right? Find out if the Warriors could handle the Rockets without their star.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Thank you. got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
This week, the longest cross-border drug tunnel was found here in Otay Mesa. According to authorities, the tunnel zigzags the length of 8 football fields from Mexico to the U.S. This tunnel includes lighting, ventilation, and an elevator that fits an estimated $1.2 million of marijuana and about $22 million of cocaine was seized. 6 people have been arrested and charged so far.
A San Diego man is recovering from third-degree burns after he was set on fire. 26-year-old Jose Ricardo Garibe was arrested on attempted murder with outstanding warrant charges. He allegedly set Julio Cesar Adeda on fire. Adeza remains in medically induced coma with over 80% of his body covered in third-degree burns. Adeza is being treated at UC San Diego Burn Center.
A school of bottlenose dolphins were found dead off the coast of Panama, and no one knows why. Residents of Cambudo village alerted authorities on 50 dolphins found stranded on Oceano Beach. Unfortunately, 10 of them were found dead. Environmental authorities showed up and treated the ones in poor condition. The rest of them were returned to the ocean once they were stable. The bottlenose dolphins are one of the most common dolphin species in that region. These massive beachings remain a phenomenon.
A repeat DUI offender who drove drunk was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison Tuesday. Joshua Daniel Taylor pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He is accused of killing a mother of 3 in the Lake Murray area last summer. He apologized to the victim's family, saying that he would never be able to forgive himself. Ironically, Taylor says that more awareness is needed about the dangers of drinking and driving.
The California state has asked scientists at UCSD to find a way to detect stoned drivers. The possibility that recreational marijuana could be legal in November vote has prompted this study. The legislature has commissioned this project for $1.8 million, creating a field sobriety test to detect if a person is under the influence of marijuana is difficult because THC can be found in blood long after the effects are present. And it could be a long time before scientists are able to develop such a test.
A woman at San Diego City College reported a case of indecent exposure to campus police last Tuesday afternoon. The woman stated that a man exposed himself to her at the Library Resource Center before exiting the building. The suspect was described as a black male around 19 to 24 years old, but the victim was unable to provide further detail. A district-wide email alert was sent to students, letting them know that the suspect has been detained and is under police custody.
And on a similar subject, Sexual Violence Awareness Day was observed at City College yesterday. The event was organized by Visionary Feminist Club, one of the longest-lasting clubs on campus since 2009. The focus is in creating a safer space where everyone can talk about sensitive topics in society and how to be mindful. The subject is also actively involved in a range of other social issues such as domestic violence, awareness, budget cuts, and more.
An art show that defies diversity visited City College this week. The performance was highlighted and left everyone talking. Michelle Botello has a story.
And understanding global human diversity in the San Diego City College campus, artist Randall Hassan performs and enlightens his audience.
Brings us on his line, one by one, tells us that we are life unworthy for living.
This show was sponsored by the World Culture Program at SDCC. Carolyn introduced the artist by opening with inspiring words about Randall.
His techniques allow both symbolism, philosophy through text, and spirit to play a vital role in his work.
This performance, called the Barron Journals, reflected on Randall Hassan's accomplishments and radiated a multi-talented asset to the SDCC community.
Randall has taught and has been a featured lecturer at 15 international lettering arts conferences with engagements in Oxford, England, San Diego, California, Houston, Texas.
Chris Barron, also an artist and instructor of creative writing at City College, was also at the performance introducing his book, The Lantern Tree. Barron is a Golden Apple Teacher Award winner. He emphasized originality by promoting a quote by C.S. Lewis.
Any artist questions the notion of originality in their work, and this is helpful.
Lewis says, even in literature and art, no man who bothers about originality will ever be original. Whereas if you simply try to tell the truth, you will, 9 times out of 10, become original without ever having noticed it.
Without doubt, global diversity means unity, and Chris Barron shares his view.
Working together in collaboration, even in the darkest, most difficult topics, can bear a lot of fruit.
Heartfelt global warming understanding messages that leave us with hope. For Newscene, I'm Michelle Botello.
Randall Hason's next book, Ross F. George and Golden Age of American Lettering, is due to be published March of next year.
And yesterday here at San Diego City College, it hosted its first annual community open house. More than 600 prospective students stopped by. Students from local middle schools to adult continuing education schools had the opportunity to take guided tours around campus. Different departments showcased their students' work in a project and research symposium.
I think my favorite moment was visiting the cosmetology department. I was interested in it as a possible career prospect for me, so it was so cool for me to go in and check it out and see what it was like, and hopefully in the future I'll be a student here at City College.
Programs from fitness to cosmetology and many others had the opportunity to promote courses and resources offered here at City College.
And there's plenty to talk about in the sports world this week. Fortunately, we have our residential sports guru.
Alvaro, what do you have for us?
We got a lot of action coming at you guys, from the diamond to the court to the frozen floor. Let's start with Major League Baseball. The Cincinnati Reds looking to get their 3rd straight win, facing the Chicago Cubs and ace Jake Arrieta. Arrieta still on the bump in the 9th. Fans turning around with 2 strikes and 2 outs because they don't want to see what's going to happen. Arrieta throws to Eugenio Suarez, and he hits the skyscraping fly ball to right field. And there we go. We got the out, and Arrieta has his 2nd career no-hitter. The Cubs win 16-0. Let's see what Jake had to say.
Regardless of how long it took or what I had to go through to get there, I expected to, or I had visions or visualizations of throwing no-hitters.
We stay with the MLB, and the San Diego Padres playing host to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big game, James Shields looking to get the sweep over the Bucks, but the Bucks, Josh Harrison would be the thorn in the Friars' side. He would single to drive in Starling Marte and later score on a wild pitch from James Shields. The Pirates win 11-1. The Padres stay home and open up the series tonight with the Cardinals before heading over to the Bay Area. On the court in the NBA, the first round of playoffs are going on. The Houston Rockets down 2-0 facing the Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors. That's James Harden and the Rockets before the game. In the 3rd, Harden pulls up to hit the 3-pointer, and that foul right there, ouch, 66-56 Rockets. Harden again in the 4th pulling up for a 3, making it 84-80 Rockets. It's a big game for Mr. Harden. He receives the pass and lays down the dunk. Later on, he would hit the step-back jumper for 2. Houston goes on to win 97-96. We go to the frozen court where the NHL is in full playoff mode as well. So let's head to the music capital. That's right, that's Tim McGraw right there pumping up the crowd as the Predators look to go up 4-1 on the Anaheim Ducks. Tied at 1 in the 2nd period, Nate Thompson would score, giving the Ducks the 2-1 lead. In the same period, Jamie McGinnon would make it 3-1 Anaheim. The final 4-1 Ducks. Predators still leading the series right there. And let's go on over to the Ducks minor league affiliate. The San Diego Gulls played their first game in the Calder Cup playoffs, and San Diego picked up their first win over the Texas Stars. Now they lead the series 1-0. The next game will be played at the Cedar Park Center in Texas. Puck drop is set for 5 p.m. Saturday. The series will head on home next Thursday, the 28th, at the Valley View Casino Center. So if you guys don't have anything else, go ahead and check that out. Meanwhile, back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks for that, Alvaro. Local community members in Chicano Park are hoping to have some of their art placed into a museum.
And there's a Hollywood film causing a lot of controversy. Find out which one next.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60. Now I get it.
Beginning in October, Netflix announced that the prices of its standard high-definition plan will increase $10 per month, up from $9 from last year. The increase is due to higher demand of more range and shows with more original series like Fuller House and House of Cards. The company's subscription now stands at 81 million users.
And if you haven't already been, Chicano Park Day is set for this Saturday to celebrate its establishment for 46 years. The famously historic neighborhood in San Diego is looking to finally memorialize its history. Chicano Park was established in 1970 after a successful protest to build a patrol station in the area. One neighborhood activist, Tommy Camarillo, has kept track of everything that has gone on in the park since then. Her goal now, to bring her community together to obtain a building to memorialize her neighborhood's history forever. A brick building which used to be leased by San Diego Continuing Education has recently been vacated. Camarillo envisions the Chicano Park Museum and Cultural Center as a museum, library, and a community center.
Find out which big Hollywood movie and TV show are premiering this week. Brian Jeffries is here with your entertainment news.
Brian, what do you have for us?
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been long awaited. One of the most successful television shows of all time premieres this Sunday on HBO. Game of Thrones Season 6 is finally here, and the cast promises that it will be not one to miss. Here in this exclusive clip, Theon helps Sansa into the river.
Oh, I can't. It's the only way to throw off the hounds. It's too cold, I can't. I won't make it, I'll die. I've seen what his hounds do to a person. This way is better.
You can stream it on HBONow.com for 1 month free trial so you don't miss a single episode. And calling all actors, major network TNT is filming in Oceanside for the next few weeks. Animal Kingdom, an upcoming series inspired by the Australian film under the same title, is a family crime drama set in the gritty surf community of Oceanside. The show is about a 17-year-old boy who, after the death of his mother, moves in with the Codys, a criminal family led by the mother. Oceanside officials said this is the first show filmed since Veronica Mars was here in 2004. And that's about all the thing I have for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Brian. Lots of things to look forward to in entertainment. Coming up next on Newscene, a Rancho Santa Fe estate could hit the San Diego record books as one of the most expensive properties sold in the county.
And crazy weather is among us next week. Everyone's favorite weather gal, Arish Marabe, is here to tell us more.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet.
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
San Diego County is America's finest city and home to several luxury properties. The average selling price for some of these luxury homes is $33 million. The Del Dios Ranch in Rancho Santa Fe is leading the way for these luxury homes. On the market since February, the 210-acre ranch is going for the low price of $92 million. The ranch's amenities include a barn, guest house, office, and a maintenance building, and a 40-acre orange grove. The ranch also includes an indoor pool and jacuzzi along with tennis courts. This could be San Diego County's biggest sale in history if it stays at the current price.
For your weekend plans, Arish Morabe is here with your local and national forecast.
What's good, Arish?
Hey guys, thanks for that. Well, if you haven't heard it already, Texas, Houston is having a lot of flooding going on with 7 people declared dead, and over 1,200 people need to be rescued, leaving over 1,000 homes flooded and demolished, which is estimated around $5 billion in remodeling need to be done and repairs as well. So it's not over yet. As you can see, they're not really getting around mobily very easily. They are expected to have another 1 to 3 inches of rain to come in this week, and hopefully it'll be a little bit easier than this past week and not as many sad stories coming in, and we'll have more pictures for you throughout this whole week. Let's move over to our national thunderstorm forecast for you guys. As you can see in the northwest, we have some thunderstorms coming in, nothing too severe. And then when you look into our east coast, you see a lot of expected weather. Rain is nothing unusual to them, but it could be worse. Nothing too severe. And if we move into our national forecast for you guys, you can see that everyone is pretty much on the same page for summer. They're ready between 65 to 70 degrees, except obviously Minneapolis and Chicago because they're never involved with our weather. As you can see, everyone's 79. They're still going to it's a bit humid in Texas with the rain and the flood, and LA will be 67 as well as San Diego. If we move into our weekend forecast for you guys, we have partially humid with rains, and it will be a good weekend. You won't be too bad. Surfing, about 1 to 3 feet of waves, and partially cloudy, but it'll be a little bit chilly, but other than that, you guys should be good. That's all I have for you guys at the desk. What do you got?
Thanks for that weather update, Arish. Hopefully my plans for this weekend doesn't completely fall through, but if you are able to go to the beach, you may want to check out this video. Tiny surfer girl Aviana Zizi is not only riding waves, but riding internet success. The adorable 4-year-old has been riding waves with her dad since the age of 2, but this was a surfer girl's first time hanging 10 solo. Her dad said he and a surfer practiced riding at home in their pool. He also said finally letting go was hard, but he couldn't be more proud. Check out that face as she rides a swell. And that concludes this edition of Newscene. I'm Gabriel Salazar.
And I'm Stephanie Roach. Thanks for joining us. But I am so glad that I saw that video of that little girl surfing, because I know I could never do that.
I'm from Hawaii and I can't even surf.
Every time I go, I get up for about 2 seconds, and that's about it. So that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us.
Have a nice night.